we are back on Boond Soch ki ttalk train of thought with a series of an episode with Dr. Chandra Mauli Dwivedi. He is the CEO and president of MAPS Test Management and Productivity Consultancy Services. In fact, it's a great insight to what we are getting from his life journey. Maybe I think from where he started his schooling and basic education, like जहाँ पे light भी नहीं होती थी. And today, if we are looking at Dr. Chandra Mauli Dwivedi, he has been a group CHR of various top organization in Mumbai. सर आपका स्वागत है इस मंच पर.
थैंक यू सर. थैंक यू.
ना सर, आप एक छोटे से शहर से आके इस मुंबई में जो आपने अपना मुकाम पाया है, तो उसके बीच में जो आपका स्ट्रगल कैसी रही है, फर्स्ट जॉब तो लाइक.
So thank you sir, and I am truly honored to be in the ttalk series with you, and it is indeed so delightful that I have seen so many episodes of ttalk, and it has been so inspiring and a great learning and a great lesson for all of us. Sir, after the Hyderabad, I moved to Bombay, and I was working in the mental health, psychology, testing, counseling, guidance, and then I shifted to the banking industry.
Mm-hmm. That was the first stint in banking industry?
That was the first job in the corporate and in the consulting services. It is the RBI Institute of Banking Personnel Selection, which is the single institute in the country which assess and the test all the aspirants of the banking industry, of all the corporate banks, public sector banks, private banks, foreign banks, and doing consultancy to all the government jobs and the government sector. So I got selected with a lot of screening, and since my Young Scientist Award, sir, it is so prestigious that maybe that contributed me to get such a prestigious job, and I joined as a faculty of Institute of Banking Personnel Selection. Mm-hmm. I was fortunate to get a house in Juhu in Bombay. Mm-hmm. And that was the RBI quarters. Mm-hmm. And director Professor Deshpande, who is no more, he was the founder director of IBPS. Mm-hmm. He told me, डॉक्टर साहब आपको लड़की मिल जाएगी और नौकरी मिल जाएगी, लेकिन घर नहीं मिलेगा.
बॉम्बे में स्थिति होती थी.
So along with the appointment letter, I also got the key of my flat in Bombay.
सर, एक छोटे से जगह से जब आके कभी आपने सोचा था मुंबई में आपको फर्स्ट ब्रेक मिलेगी, वो भी विद IBPS and RBI this thing?
Sir, I never thought when we had a national conference of the mental health professionals in Oberoi hotels when I was in Hyderabad. Mm-hmm. And we used to stay in the Ali Awar Jung Institute of Hearing Handicapped in Bandra. Mm-hmm. So from Bandra going to Oberoi Towers, and in the evening we used to roam. So I used to think that, how it will be if you get a job in Bombay, if you work in Bombay, and that will be the life, and that will be something you can really dream for that. But I never thought that I will be working in Bombay. Mm-hmm. But it is the blessings of elders and the Guruji that I applied to IBPS. It came in the all national newspaper. Mm-hmm. And there was a presentation, there was aptitude test for the faculty selection. Mm-hmm. And finally, sir, I got selected. Mm-hmm. And also got the house. So I was so happy.
सर, भी वहाँ से शिफ्ट आपने आपको जो बेस फंडामेंटल अभी जो जिसमें आप मुंबई में जाने जाते हो, कॉर्पोरेट वर्ल्ड में जाने जाते हो, वो HR प्रैक्टिसेस में है. तो ऐसी कौन सी चीज़ थी जो आपको HR प्रोफेशनल की तरफ खींच लाई?
So sir, in IBPS I used to be involved in all the recruitments, designing the aptitude test, reasoning ability test, quantitative aptitude test, English language test for all the bank probationary officers, for all the cooperative sector banks, foreign banks, conducting the group discussion. Mm-hmm. And the personal interviews. Even the Jamna Lal Bajaj, all the aptitude tests we design and we conducted. IBPS used to coordinate all the CAT exam of all the IIMs. That time it used to be four IIMs only. So I got so much experience for conducting the lot of training program for the chief test conductors across the country, and doing consultancy, running assessment center to large operation along with Professor Dholke and Professor Deshpande ji. So that all gave me lot of experience about consulting. And working for 4-5 years, I thought how it will be if I do the practice. See, consulting is one thing where a consultant has its own role. You advise, guide, but you are not part of the execution. So it was a very comfortable job, very job security. I had house, but I was not happy. I thought I must take risk.
Okay.
And one joint secretary of Ministry of Finance, Professor Balasubramaniam, who was IAS officer, very senior person. He was director. And when I left IBPS, resigned from IBPS and moved to the corporate job, which I got the first job in Datamatics in the corporate sector as a DGMHR. The director told me, Dr. Dwivedi, I am keeping your resignation letter with me only. Corporate job is very insecure. You don't know job security. I will keep your resignation for 6 months. आप 6 महीने देखो, कभी भी आपको लगे वापस आने को, ये रिजिग्नेशन ऐसे ही मैं फाड़ दूंगा और आप वापस ज्वाइन कर लो. So that gave me a lot of confidence. But sir, I went to Datamatics. It is a great company, and I moved from TGM HR, AGM HR, which was the started journey with Datamatics Staffing Service, which is the leading search company in the country of 45-50 years. That was the first group company of Datamatics Group. From there, I moved to the corporate office of Datamatics in SIPS in 99 July. And then, sir, there was no looking back. I am grateful to Mr. Rahul Kanodia, who deputed me to go for training in the People Capability Maturity Model, which was developed by Carnegie Mellon University, US. And that they got around 500 applications. The Dr. Will Curtis, who is the author, and he selected only 7 people.
Okay.
And I was fortunate to be in that 7 people. And we got full training in Bangalore Taj Hotel by Dr. Bill Curtis himself. And then I implemented People Capability Maturity Model in Datamatics. We got level 2, we got level 3, we got level 5 directly, assessed by KPMG, and level 5 version 2, and Datamatics became the top 5 company in the world to have this People Capability Maturity Model certified, practiced, and implemented. So that gave a lot of confidence in me to the organization, and Datamatics gave me multiple promotions. You can see, sir, when I left Datamatics, I worked Datamatics for almost 16 years. And my first thing with Datamatics, from AGM, I was promoted to Senior Vice President and Global Head HR and CSR. And so practicing a lot of good practices, doing a lot of HR intervention, policies, global HR operations, setting up multiple centers, contributing in growing the organization from 500, 700 people to almost 10,000 people. And in India, we opened the different center, a lot of merger acquisitions, takeovers from some of the company in India and overseas. So that gave me a lot of, and I got all the possible awards from various organizations, represented in the CII, in the FICCI. I used to be invited as a speaker, panelist in NHRD.
Sir, आप IBPS में थे. You was part of a consultancy and you part of and then you took a plunge into a corporate life. अब आप corporate हो, उसमें से आपको like which is the thing which gave you more satisfaction? Was it at corporate or IBPS?
Sir, IBPS was more a consulting job. For example, I am doing the assessment center. I was like involved in the OCAD. So OCAD, we run the assessment center. We gave the reports. But after that, what happened? Consultant has no role.
Okay.
So I thought कि if I am part of the organization where I am also responsible for execution, implementing जो भी recommendations हैं and इस उसका impact देखें employee पे क्या हो रहा है, how I can grow employee, how can set a culture in the organization where every employee is respected. तो I thought ये IBPS में where I have role of a consultant will not be possible.
Okay.
So when I joined corporate, sir, I set a different culture. For example, I always say, employee is my customer. Employee first. The organization has different customer, but for HR, employee is my customer.
Right.
I am in the organization because of the employee.
Right.
If employee has any issue, वो हमारे पास ना आए, हम उसके पास जाए.
Right. That's now if you'll see like जब भी आपने when you took and plunge into an HR, like HR professional has been tagged as an administrator, like.
Yes.
And what are your view like it shift from the old thought of an administration to a new role, like as a strategic aspects.
So sir, I work in the different organization. First I'll start with datamatics only, because then I moved to financial technologies and the ESDS and the Fazlani group. Sir, I had gone to interview one of the automobile company in Pune as HR. I am telling you how HR used to be viewed. It is a big automobile company, and the HR department used to be in a very corner place. And sir, that day when I went, it was raining, and on the table there was a bucket, and the bucket was there कि when water is coming from the roof, the water should go in the bucket. So that was the scene of HR department in such organization. And it used to be everything confidential. You will not believe, one of my AGM, he was making a circular to be put on the notice board. और उस सर्कुलर के ऊपर भी उसने लिखा था स्ट्रिक्टली कॉन्फिडेंशियल. तो मैंने कहा कि भाई ये सर्कुलर नोटिस बोर्ड पे जा रहा है, इस पे स्ट्रिक्टली कॉन्फिडेंशियल की क्या जरूरत. उसने कहा सर रहने दो, मुझे अच्छा लगता है, आई फील नाइस. तो सर दैट वाज द कल्चर.
वो मोर टुवर्ड्स एन एडमिन एंड
तो इट वाज मोर so that was the challenge for me, how I can make HR as a growth partner, HR as a business partner, HR as a change agent, HR as a facilitator, and HR as a department where every employee should feel free, should come and share their issues in the concerns, and also design some system where employees should have the open talk about their grievances, about their concerns. I started town hall meetings across the locations, the culture audit of the organization where the employee can express their view without their name and the employee code, and present those culture audit to all the employees as it is, discuss the issues, used to have all the support function HODs. Suppose there is an issue with admin, issue with IT, issue with finance, and everybody used to be responsible. So we brought the accountability in the HODs to be responsible for employees related concerns.
So I think it's really interesting insights and conversation to what we are having. Even बीच में Mr. Praveen Samant, who is a CHRO with 63 Moon Technologies Limited, and Mr. Deepak Deshpande and Mr.
Correct.
Ajit Singh, like, were all known to us. And in fact, they were talking high about your how you have set the base, how you have transformed the HR practices, like from admin till the new role of the strategic angle as such. आज आपसे discussion करने में I am sure like it's I am sitting with an HR guru out over here and having insight insights. I think on this Tea Talk Ek Boond Soch ki, Dr. Chandra Mauli Dwivedi, in fact, the various insights for how he started his struggle right from a small town and then made his base in Mumbai and then into the corporate world. We have seen the challenges from HR role as an administrator to the strategic angle. It's a great insight to what we are getting for Tea Talk audience. Now, in fact, next episode we are going to take in terms of change management, how we had brought more transformation as far as HR practices which are concerned. So thanks a lot for being part of this show.
Thank you.
And if you like this particular episode, go to www.ttalk.net, subscribe, like the channel as much as you can. Do catch up with Dr. Mauli Dwivedi in our next episode of Tea Talk Ek Boond Soch ki. Till then, thank you very much. So thanks a lot for being part of this. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.